Today, we're taking a deep dive into the world of The Elder Scrolls V: Skyrim in 2023. Can you believe it's been over a decade since this game graced our screens for the first time? As well, in this video, we're going to be finding out whether it still holds up all these years later. So let's get into the video. But just before that, I want to talk about today's sponsor, Instant Gaming. Instant Gaming is a fantastic website where you can get insanely good deals on insanely good games, just like Skyrim. You can get Skyrim for under £10, and that's just not, standard Skyrim. That is the special edition of Skyrim. So be sure to use Instant Gaming to get yourself fantastic deals on not just Skyrim, but other Bethesda games and loads of other games, thousands of games across multiple different platforms for insanely cheap prices. So be sure to use the link in the description to use Instant Gaming when you purchase your next game. So, getting into the video. So first of all, let's talk about when this game released and what platforms it's available on. Now, Skyrim has been on quite the journey. Skyrim originally released for the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360 and PC, and it's now available on literally every platform imaginable, from Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4 and 5, Xbox One, Series X and S, and even VR, and there's even been a mobile adaptation. Skyrim truly has become a cross-platform experience. The game is literally available for everyone. No matter what platform you play on, you literally get access to Skyrim. It doesn't matter whether you're on a Nintendo Switch or whether you're still on a PlayStation 4 or even you're maybe still on a PlayStation 3. You can play Skyrim and you can play the entire game of Skyrim. You're not really held back other than obviously graphics and frame rates. If you're on a PlayStation 3 compared to the PlayStation 5, it's the exact same game at the end of the day. So no matter what platform you're on, you get access to The Elder Scrolls V, which is really, really impressive. Even on Nintendo Switch, even on VR, you get access to the exact same game, the exact same story, and, well, the exact same music, the exact same gameplay. It's literally Skyrim. It's Skyrim from PlayStation 3 to PlayStation 5. Now, of course, over the years of different platforms, there's been different versions of the game. So first of all, there was the original Skyrim in 2011, and of course, well, that was the game that really started it all. Then we got the Skyrim Special Edition in 2016, which brought enhanced graphics of the game and included all the DLCs. Then we did get, of course, that Skyrim version on Nintendo Switch. That had all the DLCs as well, and was just the game on Nintendo Switch. A really, really good port over there as well. You get some good frame rates, you get good graphics, and overall, it's pretty impressive over on the Switch. Now, I am thinking of doing a separate video where I do a complete review for Skyrim on the Switch. Let me know down in the comments if you'd be interested in seeing that. We then got Skyrim VR in 2017, which was a very immersive experience, which brought the world to life in a way like never before. You're able to play the entire game, the entire story, in a VR mode. Then we did get the Skyrim Anniversary Edition, and this was basically the exact same really, but this was a next generation version of the game, so it brought full support for the game on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S, but you don't actually need the Anniversary Edition to get that. You could actually just get that with the Special Edition as well. That also had a PS5 version. So yeah, those are all of the different editions of the game. Now from the Special Edition to the Anniversary Edition, it was a bit different since you could sort of just upgrade. They weren't completely different versions, but basically the newest version of the game is the Anniversary Edition, but the Special Edition is basically identical, to be completely honest with you. So, now let's get into the game itself. How is Skyrim all these years later? Now, we're going to be talking about it from a next generation perspective, a PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series X and S perspective, but we will, touch on the older consoles as well. Now, in 2023, while new games have photorealistic graphics like, the new Starfield from Bethesda, Skyrim's visuals have an ageless charm. With fan-made mods and official remasters, it really is impossible to elevate the game to near modern standards. Lighting, textures, and character models can be enhanced to provide a richer visual experience. Now, Starfield has some great graphics. Now, you can see the age of these graphics, don't get me wrong. There are points where you can tell that it's a bit outdated, but for a game that came out in 2011, the graphics are outstanding, and it still looks amazing to this day. Yes, of course, you got right up to a character, you're going to see the age of the game. But, seeing those long distant views, just walking around the villages, the world of Skyrim, you really are going to be amazed at how good this looks, particularly if you've got some mods on PC, or if you're playing on that next generation version of the game, you are going to be impressed. And now, let's talk about the game's story. Now, at its heart, Skyrim is the tale of the Dragonborn, a prophesized hero with the power to combat dragons. Throughout the game, you navigate political strife, ancient prophecies, and of course, dragons. The depth of lore, intertwined with side quests and engaging characters, creates a narrative masterpiece. Some of the things you can get up to in this story is really, really impressive. The different choices, the different, paths that you can go down. You can even get married in Skyrim. That's how impressive it is, and I just find all of this for a 2011 game absolutely outstanding. I mean, there's a lot of these features in Skyrim that we've never seen in any game ever other than Skyrim, and all these, 12 years later, nothing has brought features like, other than really Starfield. The only game really to bring some of these features is Starfield, but stuff like getting married, going, picking different romance options, going down different paths in the story. Some of this stuff you don't see in any other game other than Skyrim, and it's really, really impressive. And not only that, Skyrim is populated by a vast array of characters. There's Lydia, your local housecarl, Serena, the ancient vampire, the wise greybeards, and many more. Each individual adds depth and colour to the vast tapestry of Skyrim's world, and the characters are so well written, it's just absolutely outstanding. Now, in terms of the story, how long is the story? Now, Skyrim basically is as long or as short as you want it to be. The main storyline, about 30 hours, but if you add in side quests, exploration, guild missions, and DLCs, well, you're looking at well over 200 hours of gameplay. Easily, and with the mods, well, at that point, it's just completely endless. There is so many hours, thousands, unlimited amount of hours in this game. It's just absolutely ridiculous. Now, Skyrim's open world. The open world remains one of its most captivating features. From the snowy peaks of the throat of the world to the marshes of Morthal, every inch of Skyrim is teeming with life, lore, and adventure. You really won't be disappointed. This game is just ahead of its time. The world is amazing and it's so immersive. I've generally never been as immersed in a game, really. There's very few games that immerse me as much as Skyrim. It's really, really impressive and you won't be disappointed. So, now let's look a bit into the actual gameplay of the game. Let's talk briefly about the game's mechanics and combat. Now, whether you're a magic user, a sword-swinging warrior, or a stealthy rogue, Skyrim's mechanics cater to all playstyles. Combat, while not as fluid of course as some modern titles, this is where you can notice a bit of aging, has a weight and substance that remains really satisfying all these years later. Plus, who can forget the thrill of shouting enemies off cliffs? It really, really is impressive. Some of this combat is just absolutely outstanding, and I do think that it's still, even all these years later, of course it can be a bit clunky at times, it's still really, really immersive, and I'm just impressed every single time. But one thing that always impresses me, and something that literally hasn't aged, and if anything has aged better than how it started, is the music. Composed by Jeremy Soule, Skyrim's score is iconic. From the rousing Dragonborn theme to the serene ambient tracks, the music is a key element that makes Skyrim unforgettable and so immersive all these years later. And I think the music is actually one of the things that's helped the game age so well. Even now, the soundtrack is widely regarded as one of the best in gaming history. And now, let's look at the question. Is Skyrim worth playing in 2023? And here's the answer. A resounding yes. While not without its flaws and certainly showing its age in places without a doubt, the magic of Skyrim remains undiminished. It's a game not just of combat and questing, but of stories, of moments, of sunrises over Whiterun and eerie nights in solitude. It's a world many of us have called home, and it's always worth a revisit. And there we go, that does just about wrap up things here. That is a review of Skyrim in 2023, an absolute masterpiece. On screen now, you are seeing a link to a different video. Hit the link on the screen if you are interested in watching it.